Hi, guys, and welcome back to part 2 on this fabulous Monday. All right, this is the portion where we're going to cover the wedding, the clothing, the memes, the Harry Meghan stuff. So if you're starting here, though, you're going to want to go back and watch part 1 first, okay? Because there's 2 parts to this. All right, you guys, let's jump in and get busy. Let's go. All right, let's move on to the wedding. Peter Phillips and Harriet Sperling were seen the night before the wedding at the church. They were having their rehearsal. If only they got married the day that they were having the rehearsal, because it looks like it was gorgeous weather. The sun was shining. You know, Peter's daughters were there. Her daughter was there. All the family got together because, you know, big rehearsal. They were all dressed down. And yeah, it was just a nice, I don't know, just looked like it was nice, and they were having a lot of fun. Now, I'm going to move on to the wedding. I'm going to give you a little bit of information, and then I'm just going to play some music. I love the way the Prince and Princess of Wales just kind of showed up very quietly and stepped into the church. They obviously didn't want the attention on themselves. We saw family members arriving, like Princess Margaret's family, the Earl of Snowdon, his girlfriend, Lady Sarah Chatto, you know, people like that. And then the rest of the family arrived. So here we go, people. Sit back and watch a beautiful wedding. hours after the wedding, Charles and Camilla ran to the royal helicopter and took off in order to make it on time to the race course because it was time for the Epsom races. It's a 100-mile journey, and they arrived. Now, this is the second day of the horse racing festival in Surrey, and they got there right before it started at 4 p.m. Derby Day is the one day, they said, that the king will not shift in his diary. And as I've told you in previous videos, the late queen missed it only twice in 70 years on the throne. It is a legendary 2-day festival on the iconic Epsom Downs. It's the ultimate test of racing prestige, drama, and British heritage. And this was the 247th running of the Derby Day in history. Unbelievable. The first horse run was in 1780, and believe it or not, its name was decided by a coin toss between the names Derby and Bunbury. Unbelievable. All right, now I'm going to show you a big thank you to Remoulade Sauce and Carol M for all the outfits. Here you go. Let's move on to our Harry and Meghan stuff. Basically, it's being pointed out that for the last 41 days, Harry has been largely absent from public view, which is really in contrast with their trip to Australia. He has given no interviews, no podcasts, and no family outings. Yes, he showed up in an Instagram post of Meghan Markle's, and yes, he was sitting on the sidelines at a polo game for Nacho's son, and he was at Andre's book launch. But other than that, nobody's seen him. Very odd. All right, moving on. Meghan Markle is merching things from her daughter. Like, could you imagine buying your toddler a $450 dress? But that's what they're claiming Lily was wearing. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Lilibet, because now they've started using the Queen's moniker for everything. And I'm sure that whatever Meghan is putting her daughter in and putting it online and having it sell, she's making sure that she's getting a slice of the pie. So she's using her daughter to make money. That is disgusting. Let's move on to the house. Apparently, what's being said is that Harry and Meghan are having trouble monetizing what they used to monetize which is their connection to the royal family, and that was secrets of the royal family. But of course, the pipeline of information has been choked off, and people are realizing that yes, Harry and Meghan's titles are going to be stripped the second William takes the throne. And the Sussexes calling the United States home over the past 6 years that people in America are not going to lose sleep over their downfall. People in America are literally cheering William on. All right, next up, I want to show you the Temu Duchess on Twitter. She found examples of copy that Meghan Markle has used on Instagram that is word for word, like the candle, small details for setting the mood, thoughtfully designed for slow mornings, quiet evenings, and the moments in between. Well, gee, doesn't that look familiar? That's on a completely different company called the Sleep Code. Yeah, she's a copycat. No, in the meantime, with her putting stuff out like that, trying to sell stuff, it's being reported that Meghan has basically told Harry, you need to step up over their financial situation because she's the one who's doing the deals, managing the brand, thinking about the future. Now, at the same time, it's being said that Meghan is really eager to separate herself from the turmoil, that she's focused on developing her lifestyle brand, and she wants to avoid the chaos that is Harry and his family drama. The problem is, unless I'm mistaken, isn't she the one that caused the family drama? And before we get into the memes, I have to point something out. Do you guys remember when Harry and Meghan first got together? It was Meghan who told Harry he should change his phone number without telling anybody in the family, and he did. Well, now it would appear that Harry wants to reach out to William, but he can't because he doesn't have his brother's phone number. And he said even if it did, even if he had the number, William wouldn't pick up. All right, let's move on to the memes. We have a lot of memes and a lot of names to cover. So a big thank you to Dr. Gettr Fauché, Terfs Are Us, Nancy Sidley, That One, Stephanie Sidley, Kai Lear, AMB, Duchess Katerina Farkle, Krista Benson, Debs Love the Royal Family, the real one. Yes, that's the full name. Beck, BEC, The Veil Between Us, Stealth Cat, The Bee Whisperer, KJ, Linda, and finally HRH Jules Rowe. Okay, guys, enjoy. Oh my God. Okay, you guys know I want your comments, so put them down, make them good. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button and the bell for all notifications. Then go down into the description box where you'll find the link to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, a link to my father's book, which remains up for sale on Amazon, a link to my Amazon wish list, as well as a physical address. For those of you who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.